Daf Yomi, Tractate Sanhedrin, page 80, top of the page with the words Ihachi. If so, Hainu Diktani Alam, Amar Biyos Yafiru Abba Chalafta Benehen. If so, according to Shmuel or Reish Lakish, is that compatible with that which is taught in the Braita with regard to the Mishnah? That Rabbi Yossi says, this is the halacha, even if Abba Chalafta, meaning Rabbi Yossi's father, who himself was a righteous sage, was among them. This is difficult according to Shmuel, as Rabbi Yossi would certainly not include his father in a group of murderers. And according to Reish Lakish, what is the connection between Rabbi Yossi's father and a group of oxen? Ela Abarove. Rather, Rava says, Hachi Kamar. This is what the Mishnah is saying. Shnaim shahayoim din. V'yatz achet mibenem v'horag. Shneim peturin. Yossi afilu abba chalaft b'neihem. Rather, Rava says this is what the Mishnah is actually saying. In a case where two people were standing together and an arrow emerged from their midst and killed a person, since it is not known which of them shot the arrow, both of them are exempt. And Rabbi Yossi says this is the halacha, even if Abba Chalafta was among them, even if one of the two people from among whom the arrow emerged was a righteous individual like Abba Chalafta, who presumably is not a murderer, since there is no conclusive testimony identifying the shooter, uncertainty remains and both are exempt. Okay. Vishor shenigmar dino shinisar bishvorin acherim meolai. So Kenoison. Rabbi Yehuda Omer kontinoso lakipo. The Tana then proceeds to discuss a different matter, and an ox whose verdict was finalized, that was sentenced to execution by stoning, and that was intermingled with ordinary oxen, meaning oxen that did not gore, the court stones all of them. Wow. Rabbi Yehuda says they are placed in a vaulted chamber. V'atanya parashemi shemiso v'achar yoldo. Im ad nigmar dino yolda v'vlada mutar. Im mishagam dino yolda v'vlada aser. Yisareb b'cherim koin tenois v'kipo Rabbi Elazar ben Rabbi Shimon Omer v'avino yisoin levez im nisokanois. Okay. The Gemara notes, and it is taught in Braita, in the case of a cow that killed a person and thereafter calved, if it was before its verdict, a cow killing a person? I've never heard of that. A cow? Okay, whatever. If a cow killed someone and then it gave birth, if it was before its verdict was finalized, the cow gave birth, its offspring is permitted. If it was after its verdict was finalized that the cow gave birth, its offspring is prohibited. It was prohibited together with the cow. The cow was intermingled with other cows, and the identity of the cow that killed cannot be determined. And those whose other cows were intermingled with yet others, the court gathers them into a vaulted chamber. Rabbi Elazar, son of Rabbi Shimon, says, one brings them to court, and the court stones them. The unattributed Braita is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda and the Mishnah. The master says in the Braisa, the master says the rise of a cow calved before its verdict was finalized, its offspring was permitted. The Gemara asks, and is that ruling even though when it gored was already pregnant. But doesn't Rava say with regard to the offspring of a cow that gores while pregnant is prohibited to bring as an offspring, like any animal that killed a person, as the cow and its unborn offspring gored together? And similarly, with regard to the offspring of a cow, that was the object of bestiality while the offspring was in utero. It is prohibited to bring it as an offspring, as the cow and its unborn offspring were the object of bestiality together. The Braita poses a difficulty according to Rava. Ema im achronik bardina ibra v'yalda v'lada mutar. Im mishenik bardina ibra v'yalda v'lada asur. The Gemara answers, amend the Braita and say that the reference is not to a case where a cow that was pregnant gored. Rather, the reference is to a case where the cow was impregnated after it gored. And this is the distinction. If it bore its verdict, if before its verdict was finalized, the cow was impregnated and gave birth, its offspring is permitted. If after its verdict was finalized, the cow was impregnated and gave birth, its offspring is forbidden together with it. The Gemara challenges. This works out well according to the one who says that in a case where this permitted factor and that forbidden factor cause an outcome to be produced, that outcome is forbidden. The offspring that was produced from a bull from which driving benefit is permitted and a cow from which driving benefit is forbidden is therefore forbidden as well. They're on top of ADB. But according to the one who says that in the case where this permitted factor and that forbidden factor cause an outcome to be produced, that outcome is permitted. What can be said? Since driving benefit from the bull that sired the offspring is permitted, driving benefit from the offspring should be permitted as well.